Hi everyone. Today I have two stories for you. One is about a late grandma's cookie recipe, and the other one is about a roommate who ended their lease early. So let's get started. Story 1. Am I the donkey for refusing to give my cousin our late grandma's secret cookie recipe for her new bakery, even though the recipe technically isn't mine to keep? My grandma, Nana, was the glue of our family. Every Christmas, she'd bake brown butter pecan clouds, a shortbread meets meringue cookie that melts in your mouth. The recipe was never written down. She taught it to me, 28 female, over several weekends in 2019 after I begged her to preserve it somehow. Nana passed in 2021. Before she died, she said, "Share it only when you feel the person will honor the love in it." I took that as it stays in the family kitchen, not a storefront window. Fast forward, my cousin Lydia, 30 female, just launched an artisanal cookie shop. She DM'd me. 1. She wants brown butter pecan clouds as her signature item. 2. She'll credit Nana on the menu, Nana Rose's Clouds, and give me free cookies for life. 3. She claims using the recipe would keep Nana's spirit alive and help pay back Nana's medical bills. Lydia's donating 5% of profits to hospice. I told her I'm not comfortable turning Nana's memory into a product. Lydia blew up. Said, I'm gatekeeping flour and butter. Accused me of hoarding clout because friends begged me to bring the cookies to potlucks. Warned she'll reverse engineer the recipe anyway. Spoiler, she hasn't gotten close. She posted a TikTok taste test and commenter said hers were sad pancakes. Now extended family is split. Pro Lydia camp, mostly entrepreneurs. Nana would love seeing her name in lights. Refusing is selfish. Pro me camp, mostly older relatives. Recipe was Nana's love language, not a revenue stream. Keep it special. My dad suggests a compromise. License the recipe with a binding contract that Lydia donates a fixed amount to hospice each quarter and doesn't mass produce it for grocery shelves. Lydia says contracts kill creativity and called me a corporate stooge. I'm starting to feel like I'm clutching pearls over cookies, but part of me thinks once the recipe goes public, it can't be unseen. Nana never said never, but she did stress care. Lydia thinks I'm crushing her dream launch. Am I the donkey for saying no? Comment 1. If Lydia cared so much to have her in her store, maybe she should have cared to learn the recipe when your Nana was still alive. Comment 2. If she can't reverse engineer them from this post and eating them all her life, I don't know that she is going to do very well in this business. Maybe she's supposed to be the business person and is hiring a pastry chef. Comment 3. Not the donkey. I can see where everyone is coming from, but when she refused the contract saying that a percentage would go to hospice, it told me everything I needed to know. Don't share the recipe. Talented bakers can reverse engineer things. Comment 4. 5% of profit. So after paying all costs and herself, Nana's memory gets $5 out of every $100 left over. If there's any left over, guess Nana's memory isn't worth much. Comment 5. If Nana wanted it shared, she would have written it down. The fact that she taught you versus telling you says it was the act of making the cookies that was important to her, not the donkey. Comment 6. If it was up to your grandma, the recipe would have died with her. That would have been a shame. Comment 7. The fact she refuses to sign the contract tells me this is strictly about money, not the donkey. Comment 8. Oof. Finally, an interesting conundrum in here. I am going to go with not the donkey. We also have a cherished family cookie, thanks to my great-grandmother. Grandma Gertrude cookies are the ultimate family comfort food. While I can understand where your cousin is coming from, she clearly didn't establish a close enough relationship with Nana for your grandmother to share it with her. And also, the refusal to sign a contract that restricts her behavior at all says that she is fully intending to stomp all over boundaries and promises. Your grandmother's cookies sound delicious. Keep your recipe cards close to your chest. Comment 9. Not the donkey. If one cookie recipe is preventing her bakery from being successful, then she never had good recipes to begin with. Comment 10. This is easy. Maybe, even though the recipe technically isn't mine to keep, that is right. But there is also no need for you to tell her. She can ask someone else or find out by trying. Lydia says contracts kill creativity and called me a corporate stooge, meaning she does not want to pay you. Comment 11. Not the donkey. Normally, I'm against gatekeeping recipes, but it sounds like your grandma didn't necessarily want it shared widely, and it was her cherished recipe. You're the one who took the time to learn it and discuss it with her, so ultimately, you're the one who gets to decide what happens with it. Comment 12. You see family tradition and love. Lydia sees dollar signs. Her refusal to sign any sort of contract tells me that the moment that she has the recipe, your Nana's name would vanish from the title, along with the hospice contributions. Keep your peace and your Nana's recipe. I totally agree with all of the comments. OP is definitely not the donkey, and she should keep the recipe to herself because if Lydia really liked the cookies and had any interest in baking, since she is opening a bakery, she should have asked Grandma the recipe like you did while Grandma was alive. So, OP, keep the recipe a secret and honor Grandma's wishes. Story 2. Am I the donkey for refusing to help my roommate move out after they broke our lease early? I'm 26 female and had been living with a roommate for almost 2 years. We renewed our lease back in March for another full year. Things were pretty normal, no major drama. We split rent and utilities evenly and mostly did our own thing. A few weeks ago, my roommate got a new job in another city. Cool, good for them. But they gave me 2 weeks' notice that they were moving out and had already spoken to the landlord about getting their name off the lease. No plan, no subletter lined up, nothing. Just, I figured you could cover things for a while until you find someone. I told them that wasn't going to work for me. I didn't agree to live alone, and I definitely can't afford this place on my own. They brushed it off and basically said I should be supportive of their big opportunity and that I'd figure something out. Fast forward to moving day, and they asked if I'd help them carry furniture, load the U-Haul, clean, etc. I told them no. I said I didn't feel right helping out after the way they left me with everything. They got really cold after that and told some of our mutual friends that I was being bitter and making their move more stressful out of spite. Now some people are saying I should have just helped to be the bigger person and that it wouldn't have killed me to lift a few boxes. Others agree with me and say it was pretty bold of them to expect help after bailing. So, am I the donkey for refusing to help roommate move out after they dumped the lease on me? Comment 1. Are you sure she's off the lease? She may just be saying that so you won't go after her share of the rent. Talk to your landlord. Comment 2. Yeah, there's no way a landlord would risk getting half the rent they used to. There's no way that's what happened unless landlords expressly talk to you. The other scenario is the landlord already found a replacement, which is also not a great scenario for OP. Comment 3. I don't know anywhere in the US where it's legal for the landlord to take someone off the lease without everyone on the current lease signing a break lease agreement and then signing a new lease with a new agreement. OP, your roommate is likely lying to you. Go talk to your landlord. There's almost no chance they were let off the lease without your direct consent. If they refuse to pay their portion of rent, go after them in small claims court. Comment 4. Is it even legal for them to just get their name off the lease, making you liable for their portion of the rent without any agreement? Comment 5. I had a family member go through this a few months ago. Landlord would not break the lease until all parties had signed the early termination agreement and paid the necessary fees. Comment 6. Not the donkey, but how is she able to be taken off the lease without your agreement? That sounds wonky to me. Usually, if one renter doesn't pay, all the roommates are on the hook for unpaid rent. Comment 7. This happened to me. Because we were on separate leases, I was able to break mine. She only ended up having to pay her half because of how it was written. Read through things. If the landlord releases them, you are under no obligation to pick up that slack unless it's explicitly stated. Comment 8. You should check with your landlord. If the landlord isn't a friend or family member and you don't have a real lease, that sounds suspiciously easy. Your roommate just got out of it and they didn't try to contact you. Comment 9. I don't get it. That's not how leases work. Comment 10. Not the donkey. She's screwing you over and then expects a favor? No way. Comment 11. Not the donkey. Wouldn't help either. Don't see how landlord could take their name off lease without your consent. Comment 12. Not the donkey. Something about having cake and eating it too? I agree with the commenters on this one also. The audacity for the roommate to leave you responsible for the lease and expect you to help her move out when that's not what you wanted. Also, I would definitely contact the landlord or the manager and look into the fine print of your lease and try to figure out what exactly happened with your roommate and her breaking the lease, and read the fine print of what you signed and what exactly you are responsible for on your apartment. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!